We should be live here. I'm going to go on and check Twitch directly to make sure my sound is coming through fine. And doing a quick little test here. There, good. It sounds great. It's coming through. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. David Glenn, welcome. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the chat box to come on live. Invite to join live. Guess I can do it right here in Twitch, couldn't I? Let's see. To join in live. There you are. The link is there for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. People are slowly coming into the room. It's this beautiful, bright and sunny, actually totally sunny morning. We've had rain the past few days. Hey, Glenn. Okay, I put the link to join in StreamYard right here, actually. There we go. There's a StreamYard link to come on and join live. Use that. Anybody who wants to join live, come on, jump on and join us. And I'm eating something here. All right, come and join us live. There's the link. Excellent. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, go on and throw in the chat box, too, where you guys are coming from and the weather like in your area. It's been raining here the past few days in San Diego. And now it has stopped, and it's nothing but blue, sunny skies, exactly the way we like it. That's why we live in San Diego. I will brag to no ends. Byron, hey, welcome. Great to see you again. Let's see who's coming in so far. It doesn't show everybody here. See, it's I've got already close to 10 people in, and it's only showing one person in the chat. It's just weird. I can never figure out. I'm always complaining about this. David is on. David,
brag.
Dude, I love bragging about San Diego.
Well, that's an unusual thing. I didn't know that would come up.
Yeah, that's
that is my NVIDIA broadcast thing, I guess.
Right.
I updated it lately, and I guess it's kind of hooked onto that. So
yeah, one day I'm going to buy you a camera, just a USB, with a USB connection. It'll just work.
Well, give me a second here. Maybe I can get this thing to go up. At least put something up here.
So, okay. So, let's see. I said hello. Let's see who was here. Byron says hello. Hello, Byron. Byron is here. Okay, let's see. Okay, David Glenn, Mac Nonsense, welcome. Great to see you again, man. These are the names it's allowing me to see. So if anybody wants me to see their name, just throw in the chat box where you're from, what the weather's like in your area. Say hello to everybody. That way you'll show up on the list and I can say hello to you. Oh, we're back to another week in the Blender 3D and LightWave discussions broadcast. Well, we basically come on here and we just goof around and talk about techniques in Blender and or LightWave, changes, updates. The new 4. Let me actually share my screen here. And go on and share your screen, David, so at least I have it there ready for me when I'm ready to connect.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring it up. I'll make a few adjustments here. So I can get my, I don't give you my wide screen. I'll give you my narrow screen.
All right. Just 1920 by 1080 seems to suffice. That's what I'm using.
The trouble is that the free screen that I usually work is that wide screen, and that's usually troublesome for some people.
Okay.
Let me see.
Let's go here. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. I just want to go to the Blender site real quick. Okay, blender.org. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to share my screen real fast. Presentation and share the screen and share the entire screen. And get the little kitty cat picture, which won an Oscar, right? It won an Oscar. Flow, there it is. Blender. Blender's already winning Oscars, guys. Check it out. So, there is the 4 point. Now we're the latest version is 4.3 in Blender, and there's supposed to be a lot of water improvement with the new 4.4. So if we come down, let me go to my download section here. The 4.4 is ready in beta. So it's already in beta. I'm gonna go experimental. And let's see, beta is 4.4.0. There it is. And they've got two versions. Always grab the latest, greatest version, which is probably going to be the one. Well, actually, this is
that one's for ARM.
Yeah, it's for ARM. This is 64. There we go. So we only have one.
I don't know how many people have ARM processors anymore.
Yeah, and what's really nice is that how the Blender Foundation, you can get it for the Mac, you can get it for Linux, you can get it for the PCs.
Oh yeah,
and the mobile systems.
You can get this. You can get the source and build it, exactly for your system.
Now,
if you're that much of a code guru,
right? But
I haven't done it myself.
But David, isn't the ARM system the mobile stuff?
I don't know what ARM is. I've never messed with an ARM CPU before.
I think the ARM is for if somebody throw a comment in the chat box.
Please
think the ARM is for the mobile devices like the Android pads and the cell phones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody throw it into the chat exactly what the ARM is.
I tell you, if I could do Blender on my cell phone, I got a stylus built into the cell phone.
The thing is, I want to do Blender on my mobile pad. I've got like a a 15-inch Android pad that I would love to do Blender on. Like if I'm out, just out working in the field and my laptop isn't practical, I can pull out my little pad and just work in Blender. I would love, trust me, I would absolutely love to have that capability.
How about iPad? Did they got it for iPad yet?
I would assume they would, because they've already ported it over to the Apple technology.
Because an iPad, you got a built-in tablet right there, so everything on an iPad is tablet placed. You could also add a keyboard to it if you need your keyboard fix. But that to me, I think would be probably the most perfect thing.
I guess having that keyboard would be very helpful because everybody knows that Blender is a shortcut monster. We need a shortcut, and I would love to see them how they would actually approach porting it over to a mobile market, because we're using our fingers, right? I mean, we're often not using shortcuts. So it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think AI is probably going to play more of a role in that. They're talking about incorporating some of the AI functionality within Blender, and probably one of the things they're going to be able to do is make it so you can work directly from your tablet, be it a Wacom or iPad or whatever, and you could just tell Blender, hey, I want to do this.
Well, I've got some AI stuff I'm going to show everybody today. I did a presentation last night on AI, and I thought maybe I'll share some of that with you this morning. AI is just growing by leaps and bounds. I remember when I first was looking for AI capable plugins for Blender, there was hardly anything out there, and now they're all over the place.
Oh,
So and getting worse. So
yeah.
yeah, and
Well,
I'll share a few plugins that I use it within Blender. You can actually do text to model, text to 3D in Blender
yeah.
natively.
I haven't done anything
Um,
in Blender yet, but in
oh, Parsons is here. Hello,
Unreal,
Parsons.
yeah,
Um,
I've in Unreal they have learning agents,
yeah,
and I've been doing I've been learning what Epic has been teaching me on that. So that's basically my introduction to AI at this point. But
right.
yeah, it's quite interesting.
Well, if Tim is here, if Tim comes on, Tim, if you jump on, we should let Tim go first because he didn't get to present last time
Yeah,
because we
that's
ran out
true.
of time. So Tim, we'll let you go first this time.
Besides, I don't have much to show this week. I've been at Emerald City Comic Con, so
Ah, cool. Well, Comic Con. Well, no, we got WonderCon coming up, guys. All right, so hold it. We got WonderCon coming up. I am speaking at WonderCon. The title
yay,
of my panel will be Blender 3D and Unreal Engine integration.
yay,
Right, that's
yay!
my panel. So be there, be there.
WonderCon.
Yeah, WonderCon. My
Where is
presentation.
that at?
Well, that's in Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
That's in
At the
Anaheim.
Anaheim Convention Center.
Anaheim Convention Center. My presentation's on Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. We'll talk more about it. I'll keep reminding everybody about it as we go through.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tim, I expect Tim's going to be coming on a little bit. But yes, Byron, okay, Byron says, hello, there was an AI from NVIDIA that allowed you to make photorealistic 3D environments to use in Blender. Really, Byron, get the link, post it so we can all get access to it. If you post the link right now inside of Twitch, I will go to the site and check this out. Maybe I'll share it during my presentation when my turn comes up. I'm going to do something on a little something on AI and Blender today. It's pretty amazing. It's really, you know what? You can spend a lot of money on this stuff, right? You can spend a lot. Maybe the person says Tim says next week he's got something. He'll have something that we're going to like. All right, so make it next week, Tim.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'll be great. Let's see. Okay, so Byron says he doesn't think it's available anymore. Maybe you can find an old link or something. I don't know. There's so many ways to make environments. So I tell you what, David, I'll share your. You already sharing your screen. I will let you present first, and then I'll come on, and then we'll share. I think it's going to be you and I today, so it'll be kind of nice. Then I'll share the AI in Blender. I think everybody's going to really enjoy that. So I'm going to turn off this little notification. See, person says, I'll be in and out today. Gotcha. No worries. No worries. Right? No worries at all. Everybody, welcome. Buster X66, welcome. Byron Kindig, welcome. David Glenn is here. Magnossens, welcome. Persons is here. And there's many others, but they're not showing up in my little chat box. So um as I see you come in, I'll say hello. Welcome to the Blender 3D and LightWave integration discussions. So I'm going to share David Glenn. David Glenn's kind of one of our resident presenters, along with Tim Parsons. Tim is here, but he's going to be in and out, as he just mentioned. So I'm
And
going
what
to
do you want me to show?
I'm going to put your screen. Let's say add to stage. Before presenting a screen, remove other media streams from the stage. Oh, so that's different. It used to automatically do it, and now it doesn't. So I got to remove mine. And then now this is a different workflow. StreamYard would automatically do it before, but now you got to remove and put it on. All right, so I'm going to maximize so that everybody just sees your Blender screen. What are you going to share with us today?
I don't know. What do you want me to share? I just brought up a screen.
Don't even go there. Anything you want, basically. This, like I said, this
Okay,
is
I'll try. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is not having to do with procedural much of anything, but it was something I kind of hinted to the last time around, and I glossied over it. I'll try to do it live today, and it's probably going to be a disadvantage because I haven't I haven't rehearsed this, so I might need your help, Steve.
I'm here.
So, but I'll do the best I can. Let's see. Let's go over here and let's see. What are my recent things? Ball pit. That was a good one. Now, some of you might remember that I was doing a thing where I was projecting a UV on a ball pit that I created, and in the ball pit, in the ball pit, basically, I made it so, and let's put this thing over like this. You can see it over here. I created this pit, and it was very simple to make. Let me do this. Whoops. I'm going to bring up another instance of Blender, and I'm going to keep the other one in the background for reference. I'll use for reference, but let's pluck that in and take this out.
And Carm is hooking up his mic to come in and join us.
Okay.
We haven't seen
Carm. Whenever he wants to do that, he can go.
No, go on and just keep going. Carm, go after you.
Okay. So, like I said, I started a new a new instance here, and I took out the default cube, and I'm going to add a plane. And this is very basic Blender. In fact, this is very basic. I think you could probably do this in just pretty much in any 3D graphics program. Not just in Blender, but the way I learned to do this was basically in Blender. So now we got this. We got the plane over here.
The plane.
And I'm going to go over here and scale this up a bit so we kind of emulate a what do they call it? 6x19. Format, basically the same format as the camera, and that will do for now. I think we could always make it bigger or smaller later on, depending what's going on. And let's see. I'll go back to here, and what I want to do is go into edit mode. And I think this is extrude. And I'm going to extrude this to make a box. And right here, I got, in the box, I got it here. I got it selected. I got a flat. And I'm going to go over here, and this is where I'm probably going to make my first big mistake. There's a thing here called shear side. And it's not dissolve entities. What am I looking for? Okay, got this. Select that. It's probably it. That's better. Shade, let's see, shade flat, split, poke faces, insert faces. Could have been poke. Nope, it wasn't. Help me. Let's
Okay,
see.
so you're looking for what again?
I'm looking for the thing that basically eliminates the top and turns the top into like a box, like an interior of a box. I think it's let's see, split. Sorry.
So you're looking to get rid of the top and turn everything else into like an interior box?
Yeah.
Just hit the X key on the keyboard, delete the top face.
Do it.
You hit X and delete faces.
Faces. That's it. Thank you.
That's what you forgot?
That's what I forgot.
Oh, dude, I'm getting on you.
Like I said, I'm going to need your help today.
Yeah, you shouldn't have forgot that one. I'm calling you on that one. Okay.
Continuing along. Like I say, I haven't practiced this. I usually have a backup guide to a syllabus to write upon, but I'm doing this on the fly and solo today. So let's see. Next thing I want to add, so basically we have this is our box for our ball pit. And this is where all the balls are going to bounce around in. And I'm going to go over and I might as well start from here because I'm going to place this. Let's see, go back to object and go over to here, go add mesh. And I'm going to get UV sphere. And for God's sakes, whatever you do, don't get isosphere. Isosphere is a little polygonally heavy for what I'm going to do. UV sphere. And believe me, that's going to help you in the long run.
Yeah, Karma's being facetious there. He says, tell them where the balls bounce around.
In the box.
Okay. Nobody's paying attention today.
In the box. Anyway, the ball's a little on the big side, so I'm going to go over and shrink the box. It's really relatively small. And then I'm going to raise the box up to here. Ooh. That's curious.
What happened?
Oh.
There you go.
My box didn't scale the way I wanted it to. I didn't hit the white ring.
And don't forget to apply your transformations.
That's right. Well, I don't think I want to apply them here, do I? I want to wait and apply them.
Yeah, Control A will apply your transformations.
Mm. I think I want to apply them, there, don't I?
No, you can apply them anytime, right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm doing a Control A.
Yeah, and then apply rotation and scale.
Yeah. There you go. Next, I want to select this guy, and I'm going to go over to, I think it's, let's apply that. And I want to add.
And if you have a question, you can just ask
physics. Where's my physics?
Physics. Right there.
There it is. Okay, I want to apply on the box. I want to apply rigid body. I want to make it passive because it's gonna remain stationary. This is gonna be the device that the balls are going to bounce around in. And I just want to make it a mesh. And then I want to go up to the ball.
Now, it's your goal here to apply a particle emitter to the ball, or to make the ball itself bounce?
The ball itself is going to bounce.
Gotcha. So you need dynamics.
Yeah, I'm not going to do any emitter stuff here.
All right.
I'm strictly going to go by good old fashioned move and copy and there. And this, I'm going to keep it active. I'm going to hit the ball, hit my physics thing here, hit rigid body, keep this at active because this is going to be the device that actually gets animated. And I'm going to go ahead and make this a sphere. Because that's indeed what we got here is a sphere. It's a sphere, and when we do our animation, which I already have an animation bar over here,
Yeah.
cross fingers, it lands on the box. And hopefully it lands on top of the box.
If you turn it to the side, turn on your X-ray mode so we can see it. So that's going to be Alt Z.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, you did. There you go. There, I see it now. Gotcha.
And you can see it's on top of the box. So far we're doing great. And okay, now next thing. I'm going to go back to 0 here, and I'm going to take that off because I can't. And let's zoom in a bit. And I got my ball right here. I'm going to go ahead, since I'm already selected, I'm going to go move it here and move it here. And what I want to do is I want to duplicate the box, and this requires another command. I think it is, what is it? Control duplicate.
Shift D.
Shift D. Shift D. Yeah. And then I'm going to hit Y. And I'll put it right there. And then I'm going to select both of these guys, do a Shift D, and do a Y, and bring this down. And I'm going to select, yeah, I think we could do 8 of them. So select these, do a Shift D, bring them down, do a Y, this will give us some, and that would be great. Then I'm going to go ahead and select all of these things.
Ooh, put different weights on them, huh?
Oh, they all should be about the same weights. I think they all should be about the same.
I'm just saying you could put different weights on them.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm just creating a gaggle of balls here.
Kind of like the geese.
Yeah, I'm gonna go duplicate this and do it. X and bring it over. And then I'm going to try to Let's see. Where's my plane? I'm going to take that out just so I could do this. D X D X and D and X. And I may have gone beyond the boundaries of the box, but I'll take a look here. Yes, I have. So what I could do is I could either make the box a little bigger or, but if I do that, I'm probably going to have to do another Shift A or Control A. Nah, I'm just going to eliminate. We got plenty. We'll have plenty around. Besides, we need a little bouncing space anyway. Oops. Let's leave the wrong thing. I'm just going to turn this off and just do a just like that. And just take that out. So I'll bring back my box. Go into Y. And when I do this, I should have then go into the box. And it has. I'll repeat that again. All right.
Cool.
So we got our box. Now that's nice, but I want more in one row. I want more than just that. I'm going to see. I'm going to Z. There it goes. And
I think Karma's in one of those moods today.
I agree. So anyway, hopefully I selected all. Yeah, hopefully I selected all of the balls here. Yeah, I did. And I'm just going to do another Control D.
Do X-ray mode.
And bring this up. I'm going to bring it up about right around here. Do Control D, Y. And I'm gonna do another Control D, Y. Normally, when I do a Control D, Y, I'm usually can move them up to the, and then we'll play that again. Oh. This thing's being. Ooh, this is interesting. How did this happen?
What you do? Duplicate it?
Duplicated wrong area. Oh, well.
Cool.
Let's put it in the right area. Right about here. Ooh, while we're thinking about it, I want to take a look. I want to make sure this is in the right spot. I'm going to click on those. Excuse me. I'm going to click on these and make sure that.
All right. right. So Byron, it says you moved along the y-axis and not the z.
Okay. You're right. I goofed. I told you I was going to make mistakes with this, you know.
That's what I'm saying. They're watching you. They're going to call you on it too.
I certainly hope so. They're going to save my life. Okay, I think we got it all within the confines of the box. And really, if we wanted to, we could almost shift this over a bit and stagger this a little bit. We get a better fall pattern if we did so. But yeah. And that'll be okay. This isn't rocket science. This is fun. Now we're going to go and do the bot. And there you go. There's our ball pit. Yay. So this gets us to step one of what I'm going to do. Let me kill this. Go back to 0. And the next thing is to and let's see, what am I supposed to do? The next step is to, let me go and bring up the original ball pit. And let me go over here and let's go to ball pit 2. And I think ball pit 2 is basically, no, that isn't, no, that was just a save. Okay. Yeah, I think ball pit, I think the next step is I'm supposed to make this all, yeah, I know what I'm supposed to be doing now. Whoops. No, I don't need another one. Let's go back to our original ball pit. The next thing we want to do is we want to take all the spheres here and we want to add them to their own group. And that is because we're going to deal with this thing in MOS. And this time around, we're only dealing with 480 balls. But this is a horrible thing to stare at. I'm going to go over and I'm going to turn this. I want to make this a new collection.
Hit the M key. Or did you already do it?
New collection. And I'm going to call this ball pit. And create. And now everything, everything's in ball pit. And this thing here, I don't know what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. So now we got everything in the ball pit. And I think one of the things we want to do is we want to bring the thing down to, say, I remember now. Yeah, we wanted to bring them down to a certain spot here, and we wanted to normalize the balls in the pit without, basically making a carbon copy of the thing from this perspective, and we're no longer worrying about it being up in the air anymore. And I actually think that fact was illustrated in, let's see, I think it was in 3. Yeah, this is 3. This is where I applied this is where I normalized things, and I applied the turbulence. And so the next thing I'm going to do is to bring this out to bring this down to a certain state, like it is. Let's see if we can get this thing to regenerate. 100 is a good place. And there should be and I'm trying to remember what you did to normalize this thing at this particular state. So everything from the beginning to the end will basically I'm taking away the basically at this point I'm taking away the sequence where I drop the balls. And from this point forward, it's just going to be me playing with the balls being on the ground, like so. And I'm trying to remember what action in Blender that normalizes that. Any ideas, Mr. Wizard?
I'm going and ask a question.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Ask it again.
Okay, what I do is I got the balls landing on in the box.
Right.
They're pretty much settled at this at this point.
Do me a favor, zoom in closer so I can see the effect. All right, and then let the timeline just play. Okay, so what's your question?
I want to set this so it's just the balls being on the ground at this point.
Okay. You want them to drop in and just sit on the ground.
Well, I'm using the drop in to basically make the placement of the balls in the pit. I'm allowing the gravity engine to do that for me.
All right. So then, so you're doing that what to give it some random placement?
Yes.
Okay. So then you've accomplished that. So what do you want to do next?
I think you said.
I want the balls. So I want the balls so they basically stay in that direction. Do I say eliminate? Basically, I'm eliminating this step here.
So maybe
keeping the balls in the pit.
You want them to drop down, but you want them to kind of stay stationary?
I want them to stay stationary as you see it now.
You can mess with friction.
Add
a lot of friction to it, and they'll have a tendency to stick in one place. And you can add friction to both the box as well as the individual balls.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what I was, what I did when I was taught how to do this.
I'm still not quite clear where you're going with it.
Okay, let me go to the exam. Let me go to my backup here.
All right, sure.
I got a set of balls here in the ground. This is the this is the other state of the balls. This is I got the balls sitting in here,
Right.
basically doing not nothing. Let me see if I got. Yeah. See, I got the balls here. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the ball. I'm trying to get the balls to the state that I have right here.
Okay.
Maybe I can work from this. I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to work basically from this.
All right.
But if I do, I'm missing a step.
You have a disruptor in there or something that the balls are interacting with, like a wind generator or a force field
Turbulence.
generator.
Yeah.
Yes, no, what? What's happening?
Yeah, I got a turbulence basically working
Yeah,
with.
that's what's causing us the turbulence.
Because I got a turbulence added to this thing.
Right. Yeah. That's the only way you're gonna get it to do this. Is mess with bring in your turbulence force field, because they're called force fields in Blender. And play with the turbulence until you get what you want. And it's really a playing game.
See, I'm trying to remember where I added the turbulence onto this.
Turbulence is you hit the Shift A on your keyboard, and you go to force field in the bottom. And then in there you got the force. It may have been the force is what you were actually playing around with. But you got turbulence down there as well. Turbulence is at the bottom, third from the bottom.
Right here?
Yeah, turbulence is third from the bottom. There it is.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, if that's what you're using, that's just that's what that looks like. It looks like you've added. Remember the grass tutorial that I did, and I got the grass.
Yeah.
That's what I used. I used a force field to actually simulate wind.
You're right. It's turbulence. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah, well, you can look through your 3D layers there and find your. It's got to be in there somewhere.
Let me first kill this. Yeah, because I think in later things that. Well, let me try this.
Yeah.
Let me pause that. Go back to here. Nope. Go back to here. Select my ball.
Okay, so Kern made a comment. He says he wants them to settle the full stop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then that's your friction. Just give the box high friction, give the ball high friction, and they'll automatically stop the full stop.
Okay, I'll give that a shot.
Okay.
Let's see. They're fully.
So select.
Do I have to select all the balls?
Yeah, you're gonna you have to select all the balls. I think. Yeah, you will have to select all the balls, but there's a particular way to do it. I'll show you in just a moment. So grab
that. I just do that. There are my balls.
Right? Yeah, grab all the balls. Now select one ball. Hit the Shift key and select one on the top somewhere that you can find.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay. Zoom into that ball so I can see it. To that it should be highlighted bright orange. The one ball
right there.
There it is. Okay, gotcha. Now you're gonna go over to your objects menu. Yeah, objects menu, and you're gonna go down the rigid body.
Go objects.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to apply the technique first. So sorry, my fault. I wasn't paying attention. Okay,
Yeah.
we need to apply a technique. We need to put friction on there. So open up your dynamics panel and apply the highest friction you can apply. I think it's 1.0.
So that would be
The dynamics tab is on that vertical right side menu. It's the circle orbiting another circle. Blue. It's in the blue area.
the physics.
Yeah, physics. That's what you want there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then you see friction under surface response. Make it all the way up to 1.
Friction.
And then the bounciness, turn it all the way down to 0.
Well, I'm going to keep the bounciness because that's part of the effect.
All right.
That
I just know Carm said you were trying to settle full stop. So if you want full stop, you want to take the bounciness off.
No, I don't.
All right. Then just take. You can take it off for now, and then add it on as you see fit.
Well, if I take away the bounciness, I'm going to add turbulence to this thing, and I'm going to add.
Right, but you're testing your dynamics. Be willing to test it out. No, let it drop down, and if you don't like
drop
it,
down now,
and then add a little more, then add a little more, add a little more. So you're playing.
I don't think it was that was the way it was.
Carm also says to animate the value, start bouncy, and then start it off after about 30 frames.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you've got something particular in mind.
Yeah.
All right, let's go do what you want to do. Just do it. Just play it and see how it looks.
Okay.
Because sitting there is not going to help us.
Let's see. I'm gonna add some turbulence to this. I'm gonna go over here. I know there's a way that I can set all of this. Let's see.
If you're going to apply the same dynamics to all the balls, you have to have one selected. Select them all. Select one, bright orange, like I just taught you.
Yeah.
Now change your settings the way you want it. So if you want more friction or less friction, set it right now.
I don't think it has anything to do with friction.
If you want the balls to sit still when they drop down, that's one way of doing it. You need to tell me exactly what you're looking for. So I'm getting confused.
Okay. In step 2, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get all these balls. I think I might have done this inadvertently. Nope. So I'm going to get. We've already placed. Right. This is the thing. We've already done the animation. Right. We placed all the balls in the ground here.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing I want to do is to make it is to work basically from this point
right
on out. Just doing just the balls being the state that it is. The step after that is I add a little turbulence.
Got it. All right. So you animate the turbulence. Bring the turbulence.
Animate the turbulence.
Right.
This step here was just basically to place the balls.
Right. Okay. Well, then it looks like you've got it. You've done it.
Yeah. There's a way of setting this. So it starts off. There's a way of setting this. So when you start off, when I go back to 0 again, that this doesn't pop up again. It actually starts at this state.
There. Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. That's what I forgot.
All right. All you gotta do, you can always go back and look it up later. But for now, bring in your turbulence.
Let's bring in turbulence. It makes things really a wild ride. Okay. Let's see. How did we bring up turbulence before? You showed it to me.
Shift A.
Shift A. That's right.
Go to force fields in the bottom.
And let's add turbulence. See what the heck happens.
You're gonna have to play with it, enlarge it, maybe. I mean, just experiment.
Now, I think we want to keep it at point. Right now, the strength is at 1. And the size, I'm going to make it like, I think the flow, for some reason, I remember for some reason it was set to 3. Let me go look and
there we go. Something's going on.
Yeah.
Just have to make it stronger. So get it to stop. Find out where it stops, and then animate from that point.
Yeah. This is where I wanted to start.
Yeah.
So is there any way I can eliminate 0, 1 through 100 and do start here?
Yeah, you just shift the timeline back past the 0 point to where it is now. Let's see. I think there's a preference you have to set up for that in Blender. Let me see.
Like set up like one at 100?
Let's see. Basically, you can go negative numbers in Blender on your timeline. So use those negative numbers to be the area that you're actually creating the settling. And then when you get it settled, start the settled point at 0, then go forward.
Yeah, I just set it at 100. That basically gets me what I want anyway.
Yeah, in your preferences, there's an option to allow negative numbers on your timeline. I'm going to it real quick. I'll find out where it is. And while I'm looking, you can just keep working on that.
Okay, well, for now, this is what I'm going to do. I know there's a way I could shift, because after this, I can, basically select this and probably shift it.
Okay, here we go. On your preferences panel, if you go to your edit preferences, go to animation on your left-hand side, and at the very top, hit the checkbox that says allow negative frames. That'll allow you to push the frames where you want them.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Now. Well, I'm going to start it here. I want to keep this thing moving along.
Yeah, once you get your keyframes set up on your timeline, then you can shift those keyframes to anywhere you want, negative numbers or positive numbers.
I'm going to do this since I took out 100 from, since I stole from Pete. I'm going to add to Charlie here, and that should give me more than enough. So, as we did before, I suggested I added turbulence, and we'll go back to 100 here. One of the things I want to do is just to see, make sure everything's cool here, is I'm going to increase the strength. And the reason why I want to increase the strength let's see, am I supposed to do an apply someplace here? Come on. We're not doing what I expected it to do. Ball pit. Ball pit. Let's see, are we applying turbulence to the ball pit?
Yeah, you had it working earlier. It was something was moving.
Yeah, I think it was.
Up that strength high enough or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I have it up to 11. I'm going to try this.
All right. That's interesting.
Force field. Turbulence. And let's see, location. I'm going to set it to 12. Size to 5.
That's interesting.
Flow to 3. And I think if I hit this, those balls should be flying out of the box. They're not.
So what's happening?
Well, I'm supposed to. Okay, I'm supposed to. These balls here.
Yeah.
I've selected all the balls. In fact, I'm supposed to be able to just go over to here, and over here, and some reason I got 2 turbulences over here. Dealing with these balls, I only need 1. Oops. I killed my okay, I'm gonna go select. Select. No. See, this is the reason why I like to plan my demonstrate my okay. New collection. New collection. Pit. Great. I'm going to go ahead and take that out and that out. And for some reason, half the balls. No, they're in the ball pit. Why do I have these balls in the ball pit? This is weird, Steve.
Huh. That's
Well, anyway, for the interest of time, I'm just going to move right along.
all right. Go ahead.
So right now, let's assume that let's assume I'm messing around with turbulence. And there should be a way that I can go over. And right now I want to edit turbulence, and it's not letting me. Ah, there it is. So like I said, right now the strength on this is like at 3,000. And I got the size and the flow is 5, and this should cause the, I bring this to 0. This should cause, this is what I was trying to get it to do.
There you go.
At least I thought it was. It's doing it awfully slowly.
And what and do you have what force field do you have in there?
None. It's
None?
just a normal, just gravity. I'm not applying a force field.
Okay.
But when I do this, this is like at 3,000. Let's do it like 10,000. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get it to do before.
What is that setting you just adjusted?
And that was by increasing the strength. So anyway, we got our balls. We applied the turbulence. I think the default was like 300, which gives us a little bit of turbulence.
Okay.
Right now it's not doing so hot because, so we get a little, the idea is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a UV collecting all the UV balls. And on that, I'm going to apply a UV texture. And let's see if I have that. It's crashing on me. Probably because I got the other thing going in the background.
All right. Yeah, I would love to see when you get a chance, afterwards you can send this file to me. I'll take a look at it with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to lay this out as a lesson which I haven't done yet. So, because I was busy this week. Yeah. The lesson I have for this is plan your lessons.
You got to plan.
Like right now, I got this at 300. If I do like 10,000, everything starts to go over hell.
All right. So what? That's the strength setting.
Yeah, that's the strength setting. But normally, what you start off is at 1. And I'm going to have to wait a cycle for it to. Normally, the strength setting is set to 1 by default. and the balls are supposed to be well behaved, which they are.
Okay, you told me that there was no force field.
Yeah.
This is a force field, buddy.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I never thought it was a force field. I thought it was a.
It says right up there in the top left-hand corner, force field. You are using a force field.
Okay.
So I was right. And this turbulence is the name of your force field.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. That's what threw me off. And I asked what force field you're using. You said you had no force field. You're just messing with gravity. And it didn't make any sense to me. So now it makes sense because this is a force field. You got turbulence. So now all you're doing is you're just adjusting the strength of that force field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just because you did this tutorial a certain way does not mean that another tutorial is going to react the same way. The new one that you did, you may require a lot more strength or a lot less strength because the size of your objects will make a difference.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. The more you play with this stuff, you'll get a feel for it.
Oh, of course.
And there's a technique where if you want to apply the same settings to everything, let's see what it says. Since you have a single ball going, so your ball is stationary.
Well, the single ball is appearing for some reason. I lost everything. Let's see.
You can always reboot Blender. Sometimes that helps. Matter of fact, very often I find that it helps. You start getting weird things happening, and you're thinking it's you. It may not be you. Just maybe you need to just shut Blender down, reopen it again, and it clears out the cache, and then it behaves as predicted.
There, I got my balls back.
There you are. And then you got your. So is this the new one that you're doing?
Okay. Now that we got our balls back,
Right. Bring your turbulence in wherever that may be.
I'm gonna go here to turbulence.
And go to your strength. Yeah, that's
if I can find.
Oh, you got to go to the physics tab. There you go. There's your strength right there in front of you.
Okay, let's do this.
And just make it high. There you go. Yeah. So again, just when you're working in Blender, keep in mind that that's because you've done the tutorial 100 times doesn't mean it's going to behave the same way. Because remember, you're dealing with physics here. So you may have made your ball a certain size that's different from the size that you did today for today's tutorial, which can affect which affects your physics.
Yeah.
All right. So
the thing is that I was supposed to start, and I wanted to basically the step I goofed up on is trying to remember the stuff that basically stabilizes things before I get to the force field.
Yeah, well, the only
is there a way I can apply the force field?
The only way only way anything stabilizes using this technique is to let it settle. That's the only way. Just let it settle, and then let that be your start frame when you actually do your video editing.
Because before, I don't think I had any video editing involved in this thing.
I don't know what you did.
That's why I wanted to practice.
Yeah. Not quite sure what you did.
Okay. I've turned the force field off, but nope, it's not. It's not behaving. well at all today. Okay, I think I got my force field off. Yeah, I turned off my force field. Let's go back to let's go back to 0.
When you said that you turned off your force field, did you click the eyeball on your layers over there? Is that what you did?
The eyeball? No, that just
Okay.
that just takes it out of play. The one thing I wanted to do was to stabilize this, saying at spot 100 here, and then basically I would start off with this step gone, and at 100 that would be, you know, where I would stop. Everything would be settled and put into place.
Yeah, because if you set up some keyframes, you can tell exactly where it begins, where it ends, and then just move those keyframes past 0 on the left.
Okay.
And then wherever it settles, that's where 0 will be.
So you're saying I do an I, which gives me that keyframe,
and then put an I in the beginning for the beginning. Probably a wise idea. Just a 0.
And that just gives me that.
Right. So then what you do is with that all selected, you just move it, click and hold on the orange, and move it to the left. Not the playhead on the orange. The orange lines beneath you, in front of your face. There. Now you need to reselect them all. All right, and just put your cursor right in the middle on the orange space, and move it. Are you left clicking? Huh. Should be the left click and drag that. Oh, let's see. Go to see your summary on your left hand side. Cascade that menu up. Let me see what there you go. That's all you need to see. So you select that and click on one of the dots and move it. There, right there. You move it that way. That's what the negative frames are for. So now you'll start where you want it settled. Oh, wait a minute. You have to recache it, I think.
Uh-huh.
I think you got to recache it. But yeah, you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
Or get it all rendered out and go to your video editor and switch it and take the start point and start it at 0. It's the fastest, easiest way to do it. No stress.
Well, that's 0 right there.
Yeah.
How do I recache this thing?
You have to go to your scene for this. So go over to, if you look at your right side vertical menu with the colorful icons, right above that, look at the vertical icons to your right.
Uh-huh.
Those the properties, the properties panel, right
Mm-hmm.
there, right there. Go to the red globe.
Mm-hmm.
The one right above the red globe. Click on it. That's your scene. On the right hand side, you should have rigid body world. Open it up. Rigid body world. Open it up. Down.
Yeah, I gotta take a break.
Oh, you gotta take a break? All right. You know what time is it? It's break time.
Let's take a break.
Time anywhere. All right. So I will let me get the 15-minute timer up.
Yeah. I'll be with you a bit. I'll be with you in a moment.
Yeah, no worries. We got a 15-minute break.
Right.
And all right, break time for everybody. Let me go get my 15-minute timer. Let's go down over here, bring that up for a second. And bathroom break, snack break, all that stuff. Kind of scroll this down here. Now I want to grab one other little thing. We'll put it down here. There we go. There we are. Got it. Yeah, we got our sponsor, Lamont's Barbecue. We actually have an official sponsor. And there's a little QR code for this as well. I'm going to put them side by side. And you're going to see their commercials spliced into our videos that you'll be watching every week. We've got a new Blender site where where I'm going to be pasting videos of each week's recording, and they'll be there to stay forever. All right, cool. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and take a break. I'm going to mute my mic temporarily, and we'll come back in 15. We are almost there. I'm gonna do something on AI in Blender and kind of chat about what you're getting in terms of some of this text to 3D, text to image, all that stuff. I'll show you some of the stuff I'm using.
Yeah, I figured
And
out
it
what
is
was going
that
on.
time.
I figured out what I was doing wrong.
You figured it
Uh,
out?
well, I was supposed to apply all visual, transformations,
Okay.
and the reason why I was supposed to do that is that what it does is it applies all the transformations to the balls
Okay.
without without basically, all the all the transformation is going from when the balls are in the air to when
Right.
they land into the box, and I want to apply all the transformations up to that point.
Right.
And to do that, I think I have to go and select all the balls, or maybe just one
Well,
of them.
well, well. Keep that in mind, and when you come back, um, first thing next week, maybe you can kind
Right.
of recover.
Well, my
What was that? Oop, you cut out there real quick. Oh, did we lose him? Well, he's there, but his sound isn't coming through. Okay,
hello.
I can hear you now. Gotcha.
Okay. Like I say, the problem I had was I have to apply all my transformations,
Right. Yeah, we got that part.
and in order to do that, I think I have to select at least one of the. I don't think I need to select all of them. I might, but I think you select one of the balls and the balls, and you to go apply. Apply that. That was the part I was. That's the part I was getting frustrated on. That was the part that I was forgetting.
Yeah.
And then you add turbulence on top of that, which, as you say, is a force.
Right.
And the trick is what I was going to do is I was going to go to the end where everything kind of settles and apply a UV to the balls
Right.
of some kind.
Well, then, okay, keep that in mind for. So actually, 'cause I really would love to see the UV part to it. So let's save that for next week.
Okay.
How's that sound? That'll be good. That way you can clean up the tutorial and then be
Well,
all.
I haven't done one in the first place. That's just something that I was planning to do at some point in time,
Always,
but I got caught up between
well,
doing a flow thing for another client, as well
well,
as going over to Emerald City Comic Con, which I
well,
had to do in order
that's
to
why
be
we call this the
out
discussion.
there.
That's why we call it the roundtable discussion. So we get to play. It's not gonna always be perfect. So, but
Oh
thank
well,
great. All
thank
right,
you.
so let me share some of this stuff with you guys. Some of the AI things. Carm, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, well, I can barely hear you. You sound real muffled.
Hang on a second. Um,
Your microphone sounds a little muffled. Carm is here. Carm 3D.
is this better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah,
Okay.
that's much better. How
Much
you
better.
doing? It's been a while since we've heard from you.
Yeah, it has.
It's been a while. So
This is like way past my bedtime. I'm like nodding off here.
you're not. Oh, okay. Well, I just thought I'll just reach out to see if you wanted to share anything, but you can
I
go
can
to
show
sleep.
something real quick if you have time.
Yeah. Um, let me um, let me do the AI thing, and then I'll bring you on.
Okay.
After, is that okay?
Yeah, if I'm still awake.
Are you still awake? So you stay up all night working?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish I could do that, but I can't do that. Not good for my body in my old age.
Well, I still sleep. I just don't sleep when you sleep.
Oh, okay.
He sleeps in London time, not.
Well, London likes everything out late. They're out eating late, staying out late.
Well, that's because they have us to contend with.
My thing's real short. If I could just go for a few minutes, then you can do your AI thing.
All right, I'm flexible. Sure. Well, why don't you go ahead and share your screen?
Cool. Let's see. And it's kind of like a LightWave adjacent. It's not really directly.
That's all right. LightWave's fine.
Let's see. Share screen.
Go ahead and share your screen.
Share screen. Screen 1. Allow.
There you go.
All right.
I'm adding you the stage now. Actually, I gotta stop sharing my screen. StreamYard has changed the workflow of this. Add that to stage.
So
Okay.
I am. You
No,
got me.
This is weird. I'm not seeing anything. I added you to stage and it's black.
Oh,
Why
you
is
see
that?
me, huh?
Let me remove it. In other words, I can see your screen.
Yeah, I see me in the small screen.
Save Carm 3D. Add to stage.
I'll pull up LightWave while you're doing that.
Yeah, it's allowing me to see your screen as a thumbnail, but when I add it to the big screen, it's just black. I don't understand why. So if I remove you, let me try me. Let me add.
I could try turning mine on and off.
Yeah, turn yours on and off again.
All right.
Cool. All right. Okay, now bring yours back in.
Yep.
Because mine is shut down as well. So there we go. I see your screen. Adding you to stage. Very weird.
Yeah. Maybe this setting does something. No.
It just went away. Did you shut it down? Carm? Okay. Carm's coming back. So I'll share my screen again. Sorry everybody about okay, here he's coming back again. Let me test my screen real quick. Entire screen. And share. There. Yep. So mine is working. I'm adding you to the stage, Carm. Good. So mine is working. It's there. David's is working. Now there's yours. So I'm going to stop sharing mine. So stop screen. Now I'm going to add yours. There it is.
There we are.
Okay. So you just needed to, I guess you just need a rebooting on your end or something.
Yeah. I also left the page and went back to it.
There we go. All right. You've got the com.
All right. So I'm working on a game. Hopefully it'll be my first commercial video game. Let's see. System. All right. Let me pull up the actual render version first here. Does anybody ever have a calculator back in the 80s with a game on it?
There's a lot of
I had a
those.
calculator, but mine didn't run when it came with a game. It was
Yeah.
an XP.
Some calculators. And I had it back in the 80s. I had a calculator watch, and it had a game on it, and they called it Number Invaders.
Mine,
So
I remember the calculator-sized game. It was the Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, well, no, this wasn't like a Game and Watch type of deal where you have all sorts of different cartoon stuff on it. This was like it was a game that they could play on a regular calculator. It was all numbers, and so they called theirs Number Invaders. I'm calling mine Digital Infiltrators, and I've changed it up enough to avoid copyright issues.
Yeah.
But, here's a mock-up of my display here.
Cool.
And in the original game, you only had 2 buttons you played with. This is just starts the game. So you would push one button to cycle your number here, and it would like cycle up from 0 to 9, and then attack. And so what happens is the enemy numbers come in from the left or from the right towards you, and you try to match the number as it comes in. When you get a match, then you hit attack, and it destroys the matched number. Then that's pretty much all there was to it. Well, they also had a UFO, so it was actually 11 digits, 0 through 9, plus a UFO. It looked like an N, and if you matched one of those, you got even more points, and that was all there was to it. I am taking out that concept and just exploding it, blowing it out of the water. On mine, I don't have UFOs. I have UAPs, and the UAP.
Same thing.
Hey, not yet. The UFOs give you more points. In my game, when the UAP reaches you, it abducts your number and brings it back over here, and you can't use that number anymore until you rescue it. And it also has a wild card, which is like if you're cycling through here and a wild card pops up out of the blue, you grab it with the attack button, and then the next match you make, every number that matches your wild card boosted number will explode at one time, and you'll get a lot more points.
So this is what they considered to be fun back in the 80s?
It was fun when you were in math class. And now this
you're in math class and they think you were doing your calculations, and actually you're doing this.
And this is a shield, and this is the mega weapon. This will blast an arrow through the numbers, and it'll destroy like bunches of them at a time. So it's kind of like Tetris, but sideways, kind of, sort of, except it's done with matching. And what I'm planning on doing, if I can pull it off, is I want to have particle-based explosions when the numbers go away. So you can see don't want to actually draw the explosions. I don't want to cheat by drawing something that was impossible on the tech of the time. But say you have an 8 digit here. So you have all these and all these. Each one of these segments will turn into a particle that'll shoot out in this direction or this direction. And when it passes over one of these other segments, it'll turn it on. So it'll look like a primitive 1980s version of an explosion, like an LCD explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll have like daily challenges. And so if you get a daily challenge, you'll see the wow turn on. And I mean, there's more to it, but I'm just going over the basics there. And so it'll also have in-game currency. So when you can get enough in-game currency, you can purchase a different skin for your game. So I made a bunch of these skins.
Yeah.
And also in the tutorial, if I can pull this off, I'm not for sure yet, but by the way, here's this is what the loading screen looks like when you first run the game. While it's loading the assets, it'll have this battery spinning around, a watch battery.
Nice.
And so I thought, well, I'm making a 1980s style game. Why don't I get the two most popular 80s CGI characters to give the tutorial for the game? So I made these two guys. You may recognize them from the Money for Nothing video.
Yeah.
For nothing. I don't remember that.
By Dire Straits. Look up Dire Straits Money for Nothing.
Dire Straits. Okay, yeah.
I've changed them enough.
That wasn't ZZ Top, huh? Okay.
No, Dire Straits.
Dire Straits.
Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Money for nothing.
And your chicks for free. And so these guys, I could theoretically hook up like my motion capture and record them all. Except I'll have this primitive. The rotund guy, when he talks, his teeth blink on and off, just like the original music video. And this one, his lips go up and down. It's like inconsistent, but that's how they did it. And they can do their eyebrows.
Well, the graphics back then was even more primitive than
it was
this.
even more primitive than this, yeah. But
compared to that,
yeah. And plus, I'm changing it up so I don't get sued.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to go watch that video now. So I don't
It's
remember
a cute
seeing
video.
that.
I think they actually used the Amiga to help make it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And yeah, there's more to it. There's like it starts off as an LCD like this, but then you can also purchase an upgrade to upgrade it to a VFD display. And then you can purchase more colors for it. And then there's another upgrade. You could buy an LED display, which is even more modern looking. I don't know if I have those images. No, I don't. I don't have that on me at the moment. Sorry. Yeah. But that's basically. I'm kind of stuck right now getting the actual image to show. Although I wish I had more to show you. But I could show you this. These are the actual components. And these were rendered with LightWave. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can show you the LED and stuff here, except it's monochrome right now. Let's see. These are the score digits. So there's the LED version. There's the VFD version. You can see it's got like a honeycomb pattern on top of it.
It's a neon display.
It's VFD, vacuum form display, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And then here's the this will be used for the LCD. And hang on a second. Here's the shadows version. This will be underneath the LCD.
That's cool.
And
It kind of has like a blur to it.
Yeah.
This looks more real.
This is the actual. That's the shadow. Digit. Here it is. This is the big digit, the enemy numbers.
Huh.
So it's a 16 digit or a 16 segment alphanumeric display. So this can display letters and numbers. So like if you do something special, it could say good job or whatever.
I know it's incorrect, but some people keep when they show me stuff like that, they keep calling those Nixie displays for some stupid reason.
No, those are from the 50s, and I'm considering like the player will have an XP, like they can upgrade to different levels, and what I'm thinking is when they prestige, it'll unlock a Nixie display option, but that's a undecided yet, but it's a fun idea.
Maybe that's a thought.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking like I could make a transparent case for the Prestige, so they can see the motherboard behind it and stuff.
Yeah.
Here's an Easter one. Oh, and the marble's kind of classy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much
if you get some endorsements, you got to do some 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 with like Spider-Man or
I
Ninja
don't think
Turtles
that's happening.
or something like that. So you got you want them to pay you to do that.
I got an Atari one. It's not. It doesn't say it's Atari, but it looks like an Atari 2600.
Yeah. But I'm thinking way ahead of myself here, or way ahead of.
You're thinking your way into court.
I'm thinking about ways to monetizing this, so you make money.
Disney's gonna say, "Who are you again? Get out of here! Who let you in here?"
Oh, it's me.
These are all other little components here. But yeah, it's got classic mode, which is very similar to the original game, except it's got the wild card, and then the remix is the one I was talking about, where the UFO can abduct you and explosions and the mega weapon and all sorts of stuff.
And when you make this game, what are you going to make it in? Are you going to use?
I'm using pure basic.
Ooh.
I'm stuck right here. If I can get this working, then I'll have more to show you. But unfortunately, That's all I got right now. That's it for me. Oh, I did make a fun AI song about Lightwave Modeler. It's in the style of Louis Prima. I'll try to dig up the link for that and put it in the chat.
Okay.
It's humorous if you're a fan of Louis Prima. But you can see my source code. It's pretty exciting. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. Very cool.
I'll look for that link in the song and put it in the chat.
That'll be great. Thank you.
I'll stop my screen.
That is great. All right, I'm looking for my other stuff here. Use that handy.
And it is a fun game.
I was sharing what was that?
It is a fun game, by the way. I enjoyed it. That's why I wanted to make, because I missed playing it. And there's nothing out there that's like it anymore because it's so primitive.
No, I think the young people are like a whole nother generation.
I know what you're saying, but it's very retro, and it's got the cute tutorial guys.
But so is that Super Mario Brothers is retro too, in my opinion, and people love it.
Exactly. But this will be even more retro, and it's going to have sound effects. And thank you, Brian King.
Yeah,
Brian Kindig.
I've been writing a game, and everybody has looked at all the art I've done for it, and they said it reminds them of Little Big Planet.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you know what that is, but involves this character called Sackman. And they, curiously enough, back in October, I think it's Sony. It's either Sony or I think it's Sony game or Sonic or Sega.
Sonic the Hedgehog thing from Sega.
Anyway, it's Sega that puts on. I think is the one that is the one that's distributing Little Big Planet, and they it had a very popular fan base, and then in October, for whatever reason, they decided to pull the server on it.
I found the song.
Everybody.
Here's the song.
If you want to make if you want to make a video game out of the saga of Sackman, look it up, and maybe you can make a copy of it or something that's similar to it.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks, Carm. Thanks for sharing, Carm.
Yep.
That's kind of
hopefully retro. Next time it'll be a lot more of an exciting thing to show you.
All right, looking forward to it.
Yeah, the VFD I'm going to try to get to Flickr if I can. It's going to be pretty neat.
So this is the link for everybody.
It's a song about modeling, LightWave Modeler.
All right,
but it takes some digs because LightWave Modeler is the last thing to get updated, so it's got some jabs in there.
Okay. All right.
He still loves it. He still loves it.
Okay, so let's do. Actually, I think everybody's seeing my screen in Blender. So as I promised, I was going over some, very interesting 3D, especially text to 3D options here. Let me bring over. Let me bring over a page here. Actually, that's the wrong browser. I want to bring over another browser very quickly. I'll bring over this one. Okay, and okay. Well, some time ago, when I was researching text to 3D options, I came across a lot of different stuff. So, and I'm going to show you some tools in addition that I think is very helpful for modifying some of these 3D, 3D AI generated files.
By the way, Stephen.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm going to look up the Money for Nothing music video, and I'll put the link in the chat there
All
for
right.
you.
That sounds cool. That sounds great. CSM is one of them. Common sense something. I think it's what it stands for, and it's very interesting. And then let me actually go to my links here. I'm gonna share with you some of the interesting software I found. One of them I found AI chat. So as we all know, Chat GPT is no longer free. So instead,
I'm using it for free.
what was that?
I'm using it for free. It's helping
Yeah,
with
but
my programming.
it's well, for some reason it's not with me. It's asking for a monthly fee. But I know when I first started using it, it was all free, and then all of a sudden it became paid as of late.
They got
Um,
greedy.
and I think they got a little greedy, but now I've got something called AI chat I found, which I think you're going to find very interesting. Let me where did it go?
You can go on X, and Grok is free too.
And Grok, you said? I never used that one.
It's on X.com. Elon's site.
Oh, Elon's site? No,
He's got a free AI chat on there. It's
yeah,
not
no,
completely free.
I want something dedicated to something a little more dedicated. This is a little more interesting. In that not only are we getting an AI chat very similar to Chat GPT, if not fairly close to it, we've got an AI image generator in addition, right? It's the little links up here in the top right hand corner. We've got an AI to video option, and you've got an AI voice chat as your next option. So if you want to generate your, say for example, we go to AI chat.
Can you put the link for this in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to type it, and let's go copy it, and let's put that right here. There you are. All right, so this program is completely free. It's open source. So it'll never be bought or sold. It is open source. It's basically there for the benefit of the public. And it has an AI chat like ChatGPT, image generator like DALI or other image generation programs. It's got AI to video. You just choose what you want. And if I go here and say, okay, I say create a prompt. Say create a prompt for, and then I'll put in parentheses, turtle sitting in a forest with, I don't know, straw hat and long knives. Okay. Now we will click go, and it's going to create my prompt. All right. So basically, it says, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit. Imagine a whimsical scene featuring a turtle seated comfortably in the heart of dense drapoed forest. The turtle, adorned with straw hat, perched jauntily atop of his head, exudes a sense of calm and adventure. Its shell, a textured and vibrant green and brown, blending harmoniously with the surrounding foliage. To add an element of intrigue, the turtle is equipped with an array of long, gleaming knives scattered around it, hinting at a mysterious backstory. All right, so I'm going to just copy all that. instead of read it off. I'm gonna copy all of this, and then I'm gonna go over to the AI image generator of AI chat. Click on that, right? And I'm gonna put that into the prompt here. Control V, there it is, and hit generate, and sit back and relax, and there it is. Okay, so
Interesting.
isn't that interesting? So we have our character there. Now, of course, you got to tolerate all the ads because this is free, right? Now I'm gonna take this image because I think what I might like to do is drop this into one of the AI engines to produce a 3D object of this character. Right click, go to my save image as, and I got a section in here under my lessons folder, AI Blender, and I'm going to put that inside of render images. And what you see in here with this are other images that I've generated using AI, using this AI chat program.
I like the panda with the double set of eyes.
Double set of eyes, yeah. Alien panda. So I'm going to generate it again.
Probably should take the knives out if you want to make it a 3D object.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Now here's one with only one knife. All right, I tell you what, we're gonna make it a 3D object. I'm gonna save it again. Let me just do one more generate and see what it comes up with. It's giving me the same tortoise.
Yeah, I think is well, I don't know. Maybe it's just a point of angle that I'm looking at it, but doesn't it look like the head is coming out? That one's okay, but one of the dangers he had in the other one is that the head looked like it was coming out of the shell.
All right, so let's do this one. Imagine what's going to see featuring a turtle seated comfortably in the heart of a dense forest with his head extended out.
Yeah. That was probably it.
With its head extended out, ready for danger.
Serene.
The turtle. Okay, the turtle, and I'm gonna take out with adorned with adorned with a straw hat above this head, surrounded by foliage. What about the ones with the knives? Okay, add an element of intrigue. Oh, I'm hearing a lot of noise in the background there. Might want to mute your mic. There you
It's
go.
not me.
That's this. So to add
Sorry,
element,
that was me.
all right. So the turtle is equipped with an array of long, gleaming knives scattered around it, hinting a mysterious story. Perhaps these knives are the tools of foraging. All right. So I'm going to take out that section completely because we're not liking the knives.
You can't really wield the knives anyway. He doesn't have thumbs.
Yeah. Let's see. What about featuring comfortably in a heart dense? All right, let's give that a try. Let's generate. That's different. Okay, so no knives. Similar background, huh? Let's generate again. I think I'd like to do is to take and say standing on the hind legs, Sundrake Forest is whimsical scene featuring a turtle standing in a karate stance. That's a turtle standing on its hind legs
Yeah.
In the
in
crane
a
pose.
I would suggest Ninja, but I was afraid
Yeah.
you'd end up with Raphael.
You can try the crane. You can try the crane pose.
in a aggressive fighting
Like-
stance.
The crane is more defensive.
All right, let's give that a try. Let's see what we get. All right. But it really wants to keep the concept of the turtle is being literal about the turtle.
Yeah.
All right. In other words, instead of turning it into a character that's out of
You
world.
wanted something more stylized.
Yeah, something more stylized.
Put in there. You want it Pixar style or something like that.
Okay, that sounds good. So, an aggressive fighting sense and a hurt the sun draped in the style of Pixar.
Yeah, it should do Pixar real well.
Let's see what it does. It's still being literal about the turtle. What if we cross the turtle with the snake? So a turtle, the musical scene featuring a snake and turtle
Then you're gonna get snake and turtle.
hybrid.
A snurtle.
Ooh,
A snortle. I love it.
Snortle.
Okay, a hybrid. Let's kind of check this out.
Be Pokemon.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Check that out. That was
Yeah.
cool. All right. Let's now it's
I
going
mean,
to
it
start
doesn't look like a Ninja Turtle.
now it's going to make a gift. It's gonna make a gift book. Well, we haven't told it to use Ninja uniform yet, have we?
I was trying to stay away from that, suggesting that,
See, it's keeping that theme. It's keeping that theme across between a
That's
snake.
pretty.
That's not bad. That could work. Okay, we'll save that one. Standing. Okay, featuring. So basically, between a snake, a turtle, and give me an animal, guys.
Cat.
Come on. No.
I'm sorry, I'm in cat mode this week, Purr.
And how do you spell chinchilla? CHINCHILLA.
Chinchilla.
Chinchilla, is that? Hopefully, it's how you spell it. I'm not quite sure. It may be CHEN, but no, not working. Didn't know what that was. How about spider? Let's do spider. That's a little better in terms of the caricature. Hybrid, hind legs, fighting stance, whimsical, turtle, and spider. I should get something freaky looking.
Yeah. Chinchilla is spelled CHINCHILLA.
So I was right. Interesting. That's wild. Okay, it still only has 4 legs.
It's got an 8. Yeah. It's got 4 legs and 2 arms.
Now we got multiple legs here. If I keep generating, and I'm surprised how quick it's generating.
Looks like a crab.
Yeah, it looks like a crab. So maybe what if we do this? How about a spider hybrid? Spider turtle doing a snake. Let's do this. I'm doing a snake.
What's with this Island of Dr. Moreau stuff you're into?
Just something weird. A snake, a spider, and crab. I remember I read that book when I was a kid. It's hanging on to the turtle. That's interesting. We took the turtle out. A snake and a crab hybrid. Not unless turtle is mentioned in here again.
It's got to be in there somewhere else.
Huh. All right. So we'll use these here. Okay, so I think let me go to the other program, not Comfy UI, but CSM. All right, so I paid. I've got about 105 credits left in this one. I think it is. You can see some of the stuff I've generated already, and that's image to 3D. So let me go to where I save these images, and we're going to drag it in. So I hear paper bags crumbling in the background.
Not me.
I'm sorry, that was me closing my bag.
Take it away from your microphone. Remember, we
I'm
can
trying
hear
to turn it
everything
off,
like
and then I say something. I forget. Oh, I haven't got the darn thing on, and then I forget to turn it off.
All right, let's see lessons. Let's go over here to, yeah, there we go. Lessons, 3D, AI and Blender. There we go. All right, and rendered images. So you can see some of the rendered images I've been playing around with. And let's go grab. Let's try this one. Let's maybe do that one right there. I'm going to upload it there. I'm going to go to single view, place it here.
Hello.
All right. So it is what somebody's saying hello, or was
That was
I got a
me.
new.
oh, okay. All right. So keep everything default here. Click next. It's creating, and there it is. Now we come down here in the bottom right, click it, and it's going to make a 3D image. Well, not just a 3D image, and actually a 3D file. And you can export the FBX, you can export the OBJ, bring it into Blender or LightWave, and you've got yourself a 3D a 3D object to play with. Now, keep in mind that this stuff is not ready for prime time as a main character. The stuff that you use in the background. So maybe you want to generate a series of rocks, or maybe a clock that's going to sit on the desk in the background of your 3D scene. It might work for situations like that, but when you're getting close, there's going to be problems, which you're going to discover in just a moment.
Yeah, I apologize. I probably I don't know if I goofed up anything, but I turned on the studio voice in NVIDIA.
I don't hear any difference.
No, then that's probably a good thing.
So it's thinking.
Yep.
It might take a while, but in the meantime, I tell you what, I will open up some files that I've generated earlier and share that with you. And then I want to show you what can be done inside of Blender. Let me bring in, I remember exporting these out as FBXs. So I'm gonna go to my import option of the file in Blender. I'm gonna go to my FBX option. And I'm gonna go over to my lessons folder, and we've got a special section called AI in Blender. And then I think it was CSM, and I've got the panda, which is there. So keep in mind that's this panda here, specifically That one right there. So I created this image in AI chat, brought it into CSM to generate a 3D object from that really helps to have a white background. We probably should have stipulated a white background in our prompt for what we just did. Double click it, and there he is. All right, there he is. There's our object.
Yeah.
All right.
You look so happy.
Yeah, it looks like, and it's not bad. Right? It's not
Looks
bad.
like it could almost be any kind of any kind of bear like character.
Right.
Looks very Disney.
Yeah, very, very much so. But now keep in mind that the geometry and polyflow is not ideal. So right. So if we go over into here, we'll come over here and take a look at the wireframe, and this is what you're getting. It's a lot of triangles.
Yeah.
Now, what you can do if you want quads, I prefer to work in quads.
You can retopologize it.
We can retopologize. That's correctly. So if I go to tab key, go to my edit mode, go to face editing mode. Somebody's got paper in the background.
Okay, my filter isn't working then.
You just got to restrain from ruffling around back there when you're on live mic.
It's not going to filter something in the foreground. It filters what's in the background, like an air conditioner.
That's right.
Or a bag.
So my character is here. Now I've got a plugin that I've downloaded, and it's called Quad Remesher. Actually, let me go download that link, and I'll give it to everybody, because this is going to be very handy. All right, let's go to Quad Remesher. There we are, and I'm going to put that into the chat box. This might be a paid plugin. So Byron says that is a great concept.
He's talking about my game.
Talking about your game? Oh man! All right, here we go. We got a whole bunch.
And he's right.
He's not. Okay, there we go. Let's put that there. Okay, here we go. Here's the chat. There we go. So that is Quad Remesher. So what it does is going to remesh this to quads. So it works in edit mode. And right over it shows up in this vertical left side menu. And you can see I've got a whole bunch of plugins here, which you guys obviously are not going to see on your machine. So this is just on my machine. And I'm going to come down the bottom, and I'm going to go up to the top and find the Quad Remesher. There it is, right there. If I click on it, I have these options. I can tell it how dense I want it to be. I've got 5,000 polys. I'm going to need more than that to keep this detail. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 20,000 polys, and then everything else I'm going to leave. I'm going to say use materials. And let's see what else we've got here. We've got other options, but we'll keep everything else default. Right up here in the very top, which means remesh it. And it's giving me a percentage down here. It's about 50% done already. 60%, 60, 70% done. 80% done. There it is. See?
Ooh, great. Where's this been all my life?
There it is. Now you've got yourself a nice quad workflow.
Yeah. This is what I need.
So when you download those models and you want to clean them up, this is a good one to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good one to have.
I can see this, particularly when if you're importing stuff from ZBrush,
right?
Even though they have a remesher in it, sometimes it's still politically heavy. So I can't talk today. Polygonally heavy
Polygonal, yeah.
And this would be great for simplifying that model.
Yeah. And then you can go into Blender and use the sculpting tools, right? If you want to further scope this out, if I want to hit my tab key and go to my scoped mode, then I can come in here and start, sculpting, things out to give it a little more
punch,
a little more detail. In fact, I'm going to take off those. Let's see, where's my option up here? It should be right there. We go. Turn off that wireframe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can
now that remesher, is it a modifier or
nope, it's not a modifier. It's applying it directly to the geometry.
Okay, so it's destructive by nature.
Yeah, by nature. But yes and no, because what it does is it keeps your original mesh right up here. Look up here in your 3D menu. The original mesh right there. It keeps the original mesh, duplicates it, and calls it retopple mesh.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it retopples it for you.
Okay.
On the fly. Right. So there you go. So that's one way of handling this stuff. I'll bring this down. Maybe what I'll do is deal with the eye a little bit better. So kind of pull those on out here, pull that on out to here. And if I go to, let me see if I go to the X option. Oh, it's not perfect, so I can't do it. I'm going to turn it off. I can etch in
the eyes.
Holding down the control key pushes stuff in.
Yeah.
So what's happening is I need more geometry.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm lacking the little fine details that I need to have to make this actually quite nice.
Well, you probably wanted to modify the thing in the in the sculpt and then go and remesh it.
Yeah, I could, instead of 20,000, I probably should have given it 30,000. I can still do it. I can go and add the modifier here under generate and call it multi-resolution. That'll do the same thing.
Mm.
All right, so I'll go to subdivide a couple of times, and then what it's going to do is it's going to add that extra geometry that I need. Then I can start the sculpt. All right, we'll do sculpting for kind of a different day, but I just wanted to kind of share that with you. Now, let's go and take a look at something else inside of Blender in terms of an AI alternative. Now, there's a way in which you can use AI to basically generate concepts to help you just kind of think about how you might like to create in the 3D program. And let's get out of here. I'm going to go to my object mode. And I'm going to keep him right there. I'm going to add a plane, Shift A. S key, scale it out. Okay. Let's bring in, let's see where my light source is. So I'm gonna hit my Z key, go to render mode, turn on my light source, and I'm gonna go grab the light source. There it is. Maybe light it from behind a little bit. Get a kind of a rear lighting, something from the side. That's kind of nice. Shift A, grab a big sphere, like so. Pull it up in the sky like this. We're going to do some simple shapes. So I'm going to say that's going to be the moon. And I think I'm going to do a bunch of, I suppose we can do some rounded square shapes. So if I hit Shift A again, go to my mesh, and I should have, let me go down here, extras. It's not the cube, so what I'll do is, it's not the cube. Well, I guess we can use the cube. Round cube. No, here we'll do it this way. We'll just do just the regular cube. All right. Give it a modifier, generate, give it a bevel. Give it a, increase the amount, increase the segment, something like this. All right, he's going to be in a field of marshmallows. So the bear in a sphere of marshmallows. So I'm going to take the marshmallows. Now, the stuff I'm saying when I'm saying he's in the field of marshmallows are things that I'm going to put in the prompt. So I'm going to go to the top view, Shift D, and start just putting Shift D, Shift D. All right, I'm going to change the size of marshmallows a little bit. Grab this one here, Shift D, put the marshmallow over here. Okay. S, bring them down, put them down, something like that. S. Okay, that's fun. There we go. So the moon's behind them. There's my bear.
Moon, bear, and marshmallows.
Yes, the marshmallows. Okay. What else do I want to do with this? Maybe I'll do one last little thing. Let me go grab the plane, get inside the plane, edit menu, right click, subdivide it. We'll say 50. There we go. Get out of here. Give this a modifier under the form, displace, and let's go get a texture to use as a displacement. Okay, so I'm going to my textures here, add a new one in. Okay, what am I doing here? Let me kind of get rid of that for right now. Drop that down. There we go. We got to add, go to here, add the new texture first. Now add a modifier. The form, displace. There we go. Got it. All right, see, make sure my scroll wheel is working here. There it is. That's what I want. Come down to the textures there. Add a new texture. Add a clouds texture. Pull this back. grab the plane. There we go. Thank you. It's huge. All right. We got to bring this down. So go to my displacement.
Hey, Steve, I'm going to turn in.
Yes. All right. Have fun.
It was good chatting with you
Enjoy
guys.
your-
We'll see you later.
Have
Enjoy your
fun.
nap.
Bye.
All right. Bye. I'm going to just roll this down a little bit. It's my graphics card. It's being taken up by Zoom, so it's looking along lugging here. So I'm gonna go to 0.1. There we go. Just to give it a little bit of texture there. All right, now all I did was I'm creating some very simple shapes. So let's get inside here, set this up, get the camera set up, and we're going to use AI to help us give us some ideas as to where to go with this. All right, I'm going to pull back a little bit. And I'm going to rotate this around. I'm going to select my there he is. So my system's freezing up here. I'm going to leave that the way it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my texture. So I'm going to select the ground, apply all, and that should help free up some of that memory a little bit. A little bit. Now, Control Alt 0, camera view, and I've got to make sure that I'm going to my view option here and camera to view. There we go. All right, so but we need to change the dimensions of the camera. You'll see why in just a moment. Because this AI plugin is requires a square image. So I'm going to go 1024 by 1024. Okay. That's going to be my output resolution for the camera. And as you can see already at the end key, I've got a square camera. I'm going to pull this down. There we go. And I'm going to start zooming in a little closer. Then pull it down to there. Rotate it upwards a little bit. Grab my bear. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now, I've created a plugin, or it's called Blender AI Render, I think it's called. Let's go to my edit menu, go to my preferences, and if I go to my add-on, let me go find it so that you can see that it has been activated. Blender AI, that's Library Pro, but the one I'm looking for is 3D AI Render right there. It's checked, it's there. And you can download. Let me actually go put that in the chat box real quick. And there it is, AI Render. Here, I'm going to. There we go. That way, you don't hear that extra noise back there. So AI Render. Put that in the chat box. There you go. There it is. So this is how it works. It's going to use it's going to use your prompt in addition to what it sees in the scene to depict what you're trying to render. I might want to bring this down a little more. There we go. There it is. Now it's not acting poor at this moment. So that's it there. I might want to bring the sunlight a little more around. So let me go grab the sun real fast. Grab it there. Maybe we'll bring it down, bring it like this. We got a little bit of sunlight coming through. I'm gonna come down and tone down the sunlight just a little bit. It's 10, let's go to 5. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give these all texture. So the bear, I'm just gonna add a texture, any type of, say, a brownish color. The marshmallows can be any color. I'm gonna add it. Grab this marshmallow. We got one way back here. I think I'm going to kind of lift it up a little bit. Here, move it on over like so. Maybe kind of a cyanish color marshmallow. And of course, that one back here, maybe something yellowish. All right. Now, under my render options, this is kind of fun. So if I go to my render options here at the top and scroll down, you're going to see AI render. I've already installed the plugin, and all I need to do is push this button to enable it. When you enable it, you've got your prompt, positive prompt, you have your negative prompt, you have your styles. So let's say bear in a marshmallow wonderland. Bear in a marshmallow wonderland. Okay, so once that prompt is set, now we come down here to the style. If I click the style on the image, you got a variety of styles that it's starting you off with. So maybe we'll do something like Bauhaus. And all you need to do at this point is render it. Hit F12 on the keyboard. Back.
Can you just use a regular render?
And see what it does. Yep, regular render.
Okay.
And there it is. And it didn't, I used the Bauhaus style, right? So it's doing it in the style of Bauhaus. Go to my image, save as, and I'm going to put that back in that my lessons folder, my AI, and then my rendered images. I'll place that in here. Let's change the style now. Let's change it to Leonid Efremov, and we're going to render it again. Let's see what it produces. Sit back and relax. There it is. Isn't that wild? So
that's cool.
It's kind of so in the marshmallow land, right? It's turning everything all around it to marshmallows, which is all these were displaced peaks. Now it's turning them into marshmallows.
Well, look at your moon.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Let's go AI in Blender, and I'm going to save this as a render images. Let's try one more style. Let's go let's try this with the bone carving. Let's see what that produces. And
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, F12. Let's see this. We'll get something a little more gory looking or gothic looking.
You might want to try cartoon.
So Maui Blue Sky, I think. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I like this one. So Maui Blue Sky, I think had a question. No need for weight maps. Let's see. My wife loves marshmallows. I used to look like one. now.
Like nice comment.
I guess we all go through that. You used to look like this one. Is that because your wife ate it all off? Save as and go to my projects. Let's go save this real quick.
Not going to touch that.
Nope. Rendered images right there. And let's try. Should we render it again? Let's hit it again and run to see if it what if it does something
Yeah, I was going to suggest
different.
cartoon, just for flips.
Duh. Okay. There it is. Something
There
similar.
looks normal, but
we could try different.
try cartoon.
What about we got Stipple?
Okay,
Could you say click cartoon? Cartoon? Let me click cartoon.
cartoon.
All right. Let's F12 it.
Cycles is really sucking up your CPUs.
It's thinking. It's thinking. It's thinking. There it is. That's the cartoon.
Okay, that was a lot duller than I thought it would be, but hey,
Yeah, that's
it
cartoon.
works.
All right, so let's do something more exciting now.
Yeah.
I have another plugin that is called. Let's see, where is the Blender Market Products AI Library Pro? I'm gonna put that link in the chat box. Okay, so AI Library Pro, and you're gonna love this one. So let's get out of here. I'm in my modeling. Hit the zero key. Go back to my standard scene mode. I'm going to start fresh. So file menu, new, general. Don't save the other one. Don't need it. Okay, we're going to start fresh. Now, this plugin has been installed. If I go to my edit menu, preferences, and it's called, let's see. Let's go ahead and type that on in there. Blender AI Library Pro. I misspelled Blender. There it is. Drop it down. Okay, it's installed. Now, it shows up right over here. So I'm going to, on my left side vertical menu, and I want to make sure I've got Blender AI Library Pro. There it is, right there. And if we pop it open, we get these tools. AI tools for Blender, text to 3D, text to image, text to HDR, text to PBR.
Cool.
Let's go text to 3D. Right here is my prompt. What should we do? What should I put in there? David?
I'm thinking.
Or somebody online want to type in a prompt in the
Snow
chat?
bear? I don't know.
how
Blender's
about
cool.
galloping horse? Maybe
Huh?
galloping horse.
Galloping horse.
Okay, so I want to put down the more descriptions you give, the better. So full 3D of galloping horse with a long, is it mane? Is that what they call it? The
Yeah.
long mane
Manny, I think that's right.
and bushy tail.
Bushy tail.
And now we click simple, generate 3D, and sit back and relax. Wait for it to pop up. I'm assuming it's thinking, or maybe I need to just tap it again, see what happens. There it is.
There you go. The galloping
So
horse tail almost looks like it's a horse
it's
head
the head
itself.
of it's the bushy tail, but they got it looking like horse a horse head.
Yeah,
Isn't that bizarre?
that's because you pushed it twice.
I think you're right. That's exactly right. Um, if I go to my material view, there it is.
Yeah. I
Galloping
can't
horse.
touch that.
All right. So,
That's an atypical AI blunder.
all right, I'm gonna pull this to the side a little bit. Let's do something else. What about stingrays swimming in the deep?
Yeah.
So go to the prompt. Stingray swimming in the deep.
I want to put deep ocean.
In the deep ocean.
Just so it understands what the deep is.
All right, there we go.
It's a dumb AI after all.
All right, there's that was pretty quick. Stingray, let's take a look at it. Ah, it's a stingray.
Yeah.
That's the mouth of the stingray, which is not very good. So as you can see, it's relying on the texture. So that one is trying to do a stingray, but it's not as successful.
Well, it's not happy with us because I called it dumb.
How about crab?
Mm-hmm.
Combative. Combative crab. And what I love about this, it gives you, oh, that's
There
a
you
good,
go.
yeah, that's a good one. Some come out better than others.
Uh-huh. It looks combative after all. It's it's got its claws out. The pictures are in the air, and
Right.
even though one looks like it's coming out of one of the arms.
Huh. So if you take a look at the geometry in terms of what you're getting,
Yep.
all right, we go getting models once again that's in triangles. And
Of
that's
course.
all we have time for today. But if we go back, object. So these may be handy if you want to use them as props in the background. And there's a lot more I can show you, but that's all we have time for right now. So what my point is that 3D generation within Blender is already started, and it's going to do nothing but get better and better and better.
Along with AI, hopefully.
Yeah, along with AI.
The only thing I could suggest is because if you have Windows, you basically have this already, and that is to play around with Copilot. Copilot will also do
Yeah,
some.
Copilot is good too.
Yeah, and Copilot now comes with Windows, so you get it by default. In fact, they have whole systems now that I haven't played with one yet, but they have whole systems now that are based solely to work through Copilot.
So when Alan mentions that AI is hallucinating the shape of the shape based on the horse.
Mhm.
Byron King says, "Thank you. You're welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. This is great. We'll be back next Saturday.
Yeah,
We'll be back next Saturday with more exciting Blender as well as LightWave presentations. And if anybody wants to share something, definitely, you feel free to kind of jump on in. We'd love to have you share. And I'll bring out some pretty cool stuff next week in Blender. And I know we have 4.4 is just about to be released. I'm expecting it to be released any day now.
they said 2 weeks. I heard the last comment.
Comment? Okay, so maybe the end of next week, possibly.
Yeah, it's soon. It's almost finalized right now. I haven't played with it yet though.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. It was great to have you on board, and thank you for joining us. And
Sorry, I didn't have anything more prepared.
That's all right. You're fine. You'll share this next week.
Yeah.